Before we left, we had a chance to sit down and talk about 2Pass and his path forward. Governor, what message do you hope to send with 2Pass?
Work together. Stop, open your mind and realize that the country's not going to do well if all we're doing is spending our time fighting. Nothing big can be fixed. It just doesn't work that way. And we need to respect one another even when we don't agree with them, and that'll build a stronger country.
When you look at the party that you were a part of back in the 90s, the Republican Party, does that exist today?
Well, the party is changing, and I don't think they know what they're for. I mean, this party, the people who are members of this party have never been anti-trade, never been anti-immigrant, have never been casual about debt. But sometimes people get swept away, and in a notion to be part of the club, people say, "Okay, I'll go along," but no, it's not going to last. And so, I think both parties are lost. I mean, the Democrats don't know what they're for, and they get more energy by seeing Republicans fail than they do what they're for. And I've been saying all along, I think over time the parties aren't going to mean much. You got a young son here. He's going to be an independent. He ain't going to be a Republican or a Democrat. He's going to say the parties aren't doing. They're not looking at problems and solving it and getting along. People are disgusted by it.
You talk about independents here in Cuyahoga County. The nonpartisans are the major political party.
Yeah.
Are we approaching a time where an independent can make a legitimate run at the White House?
Oh, I have no doubt about that. Yes, I think extremely well-funded independent who's knowledgeable and successful, and teaming up with somebody who also is knowledgeable and chew gum and walk at the same time. Yeah, I think that an independent can be elected president. I mean, I remember when Ross Perot had really risen to a very high level, inexperienced, a little bit frazzled out there, and he couldn't do it. But you take somebody like a Mike Bloomberg, who's worth billions of dollars, and you let him run for something like that. Yeah, I think there's a real possibility. Now, I don't think he's running, but that's the kind of a person that could win. They speak sense, and they can override the political parties that are kind of appealing to their narrow bases, and I think that's what opens up the opportunity for an independent.
When I talked to you at the White House 2 days after the election, you expressed your hope for the new president.
This guy won this election, and we all have to pull for him.
Depending upon how he does, would you rule out an independent run?
Yeah, I don't see that I'm going to. I mean, look, I just want to get through the next 18 months as governor, but I'm not really planning or thinking. I am going to keep a political organization. I am going to try to keep my voice out there. I am going to try to help candidates, but I am never going to support a candidate who's a divider. I mean, somebody who becomes anti-immigration, anti-trade, and all this other stuff, I'm not helping them. I will not.
Does it surprise you when you see the poll like the ABC News one last week that had 96% of his supporters still support him from the standpoint?
No, I think look, he's not been there a long enough time, and secondly, it's like rooting for the Browns. I mean, the Browns could lose every single game for the next 50 years, and they're not going to lose their fan base. And I think he has a relatively narrow but strong fan base who he was speaking to last night. And politics has turned almost into like red and blue, or which team are you for? Which uniform can I wear? And that is not helping our country.
With Democracy 2017, I'm John Kasich. Enjoy your Sunday.